What is wrong with Black-owned businesses? You know your mom about to whoop your ass, and this is the final episode of a Black Lady sketch show here at AfterBuzz TV.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, AfterBuzzers!
Hi, guys!
We getting our AfterBuzz on today. Hey, y'all! I am one of your hosts, Nikki Bailey. I am joined here by the amazing, beautiful, and wonderful Sade Spence.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And the glorious Simone. What's your
Thomas.
Her last name just flew out of my brain.
Hi, guys.
Who needs them? Who needs them?
We don't need a last name. She's going to be like one of those one-name people, you know?
Yeah,
like
Simone.
Beyonce, Simone.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is the season finale of a Black Lady sketch show. We are super psyched. We have so much to talk about. We're going to go through all the sketches. We're going to do our special segment. We're going to have like a special segment about our top 3 something mystery. You'll find out later. We'll get into news. We'll get into predictions. Ladies. It's the last episode. It's so
Bittersweet.
sad. I know. It's like I want my Sunday afternoons back, but I also want to keep watching and talking about this show for the rest of my life.
Ditto.
That's literally exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was so funny and refreshing to watch that. I mean, I looked forward to having this time to also chat with you guys about it as well.
I agree.
But we got season 2.
We got season 2.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We're going on like a little break for a while.
Yeah, we'll be back.
But reunited.
Hopefully they're not taking one of them long, like, HBO
Insecure breaks.
Insecure, you know, making us wait a year and a half to get the next.
Yeah.
We're gonna pray that it doesn't go down that way.
Yeah.
Amen.
So let's talk general overviews of this, our final episode of the season. Simone.
Yes, I loved how it started. It started out with a bang. The Black-owned businesses, we can all relate to that. We want to support our people, but sometimes it may come with some drawbacks or some things that just take away from the experience. And the way it ended, I wasn't, when it ended, I'm like, wait, it's already over? That's how they're ending it? But then I was like, that's so genius. That's a perfect way to set us up for season 2. So
Absolutely.
I love the way they
That's
structured
exactly how I felt. I thought the whole episode was a win across the board. I think it's actually one of my favorites. I think it was one of the strongest, if not the strongest. Because at the end, I couldn't believe it was over. And I think my favorite sketch was actually of all time was in this one.
Wow, I can't wait to hear which one. I agree. I felt like last week's episode was the weakest one in the 6. I feel like they bookended it well. The first and the final episodes were the 2 best of the season. They this episode, again, I agree, it went by so fast, and I was like, why is this only a half an hour show?
Yeah.
You know we need like 2, 3, 7 hours worth of a Black Lady sketch show to be happy and satisfied. So that's a lot of work. But we're here for it. Yeah. So let's actually get into the sketches. The first sketch, a Black-owned business. My people. Y'all know, right? Like, okay. What I love about this is that it so perfectly not only captures the truth of like when we go out to a Black-owned business and we're excited about it and we want to give them our money because we're tired. We want to keep the money in our communities, and we're all super woke and we're all thinking about that. And then we get there, and the reality of Black-owned business shoots us in the butt.
There are some trials.
Guys, and it was such a perfect and loving tribute, I think.
I like the way you put that.
You know?
Loving tribute.
Like it was like, yo, let's call us out on this, but also we're gonna do it with love. You know, like, so let's get into the waitress who uses every term of endearment possible.
Yes.
You know, there's always that lady.
It's like, how many times have you been called baby by someone who is not your mom and anything? It's okay, baby. Yes, baby. I'll make sure to get that for you right now, pumpkin, sweetheart.
Pumpkin.
Especially, so I lived in New York for a little while, and honestly, every Caribbean woman there who's older will always call you baby, and it's like so warm and full of love, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's so sweet because my mom's in California. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, and
it almost like softens the blow a little bit because it's like these people, they're not organized. Professionalism may not be the best, but then they slap on the baby or the sweetheart, and you just ignore all of it because it's like the sentimental part. Like they're hospitable,
family. They're making
exactly.
They still very much make it a family establishment, which is why you are not top for them to treat you that way, because they're like, this is also family, so it's gonna come out when it comes out.
Exactly. Like, you want to complain that you've been waiting an hour and a half for your food, but you also like, you know what, they knew, they just opened. We're trying to be real like supportive and stuff. And plus, the old lady keeps calling me baby. That's somebody auntie.
It's like my grandma or my aunt working here. Like, let her take her time.
Exactly.
I'm starving.
What made me holler? Okay, so much made me holler in the sketch.
Yes.
But the whole starting off with, we are out of everything on the left side of the menu. Y'all.
How many times?
I'm not going to call out the black-owned business in Glendale that just happened. So this just happened to me but had my mouth fixed for some wings, and they didn't have, they were out of wings.
Was it lemon pepper? No.
No. I'm all about the barbecue. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take a hot.
I don't do spicy. So,
I love spicy, but honestly, I feel like every time I go to an establishment, that is the first thing off the top is something's not. Half the menu isn't there,
right?
And I always used to wonder, why is it? I'm like, maybe they're just not ordering as much as first because they don't want to have, they want their food to be fresh, or maybe they just don't want to spend that much yet, and they want to see how much business they get. And I mean, it used to like frustrate me so much.
It is the great mystery of black-owned restaurants. Why do y'all be running out of stuff so easily?
There's nothing worse than preparing your mind and like your taste buds for this amazing dish you're about to have, and like you're just set on it, and you get there and they're like, oh, we don't have so and so, and it's like, well, then I don't even want this anymore.
Right, that's why I came here.
It's just underwhelming at that point.
And it's true that as the sketch progressed, it got progressively worse.
Right.
Which does happen at the establishment.
So true,
But the food is popping.
Exactly.
The food is always fantastic, but there's a lot of trials and tribulations to get to it.
No silverware.
Okay, it was a BYO silverware.
Like,
weird rules, like the old drink lady, like, yeah, we'll take your order here, but you have to order your drink over there. Always some weird rules.
like, why is that? Order at the counter?
And the old lady at the counter, y'all, Robin Thede, who is gorgeous, that she could make herself look like freaking Gollum from
Lord of the Rings. That's who it was taking your drink order.
I love that the bathroom cost $0.25 to get in, and $0.25 to get out.
It's kind of like, some grocery stores, in order to get the cart, you have to put a quarter in,
right?
Yeah. And then when you're leaving, you get your quarter back.
I love
But this one, they're not giving it back.
Right. They're like, no, this is double. This is just how much it costs.
If you want to stay in the bathroom,
Which is another thing at black-owned businesses. You also have to pay extra if you want like an extra cup, or you always pay extra for extra things, right? So like, they never just give you extra ketchup. You have to pay 25 cents for it.
Yeah, and I just think what's so funny is the dichotomy of like, I'm paying so much extra for these little things, but you don't have the basic necessities.
Exactly.
Like, what's on the menu?
I loved too the girls were like, we're not gonna pay 25 cents to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna hold it for the culture. That was one of my favorite lines from this sketch. That they are only cash only, and the minimum purchase is $65.
$65.
But we only bought 35
Right.
worth.
I love it.
That's half the amount.
Then you have the manager come in, played by Lil Rel, who
Brilliant.
can he do anything wrong? Love him. Lil Rel comes in pretending to be the manager and steals their leftovers.
That's a smart way to steal food.
So smart.
If you're ever desperate, I don't condone stealing.
I'm just saying. And then, then they try to escape and they keep going back through the doors, and it was like this Twilight Zone weirdness, only to discover that the restaurant is called Purgatory Soul Food. So basically, this is some version of hell. I thoroughly enjoyed that it was some version of hell.
Oh, it definitely was hell.
It
that
is.
Was
when
torture.
you're starving, what else could be more
get
like
hangry
hell?
and then waiting an hour and a half for food that I'm sure
And
tastes
now
bomb.
you have to pee at the same time.
But imagine this is your afterlife now. This is where these chicks live now.
At least the food tastes good.
That's true. I had the same thought.
There's one upside, a huge upside.
You will wait a long time for it, but you will get a delicious plate of food.
Gonna have hot sweet tea.
Yeah.
So
your sweet tea is gonna be warm.
That's not the best.
All right. So
weird
loved that first sketch. Then we go back to the post-apocalypse girls gathering post-event, and they're still arguing because now the Cool Ranch Doritos are gone because Quinta just ate them all. They're freaking out. They're mad. They're getting to the point where they're like biting at each other. And Robin, who is too through with all of the drama, who also happens to mention that she went to great lengths to make this whole thing work well she even went so far as to put away sperm in single serving sizes.
Okay, yeah. Ooh, we talk about preparation.
That's a good friend right there.
That's a good friend.
An apocalyptic proofing house.
Totally.
Invites you over, even though so she was the only one who knew the apocalypse was coming.
Yeah.
And did you notice in Purgatory when she's playing Gollum at the tea counter, she's reading Time, and it says like Apocalypse Night. That is the issue she's reading.
I didn't even notice that.
Yes, at the counter. I was like, okay, so Robin is the only one who's onto this.
She's clairvoyant.
That was really a great touch because now it's see, this is like triggering the sci-fi lover in me, because now I'm like, oh great. So now we're even seeing that the sketches that are happening are even happening in some of them are even happening in a post-apocalyptic, post-event world, which I love.
And it also makes it so brilliant the way that, okay, so it's one thing to connect, the event to another the event sketch, but then you connected it to a completely separate sketch, and it's all throughout the same series.
Yeah, it's just great.
It's just brilliant, like weaving
wonderful
and writing,
way to weave things back,
down.
and like I loved it. Robin gets so upset though, she collapses, and we're like, oh my gosh, is Robin dead? And then they contemplate.
I panic. That's the way I said
white
right.
It was either that or tears.
Right. And they
tears.
And they contemplated eating her. Lord Jesus.
This is not Lord of the Flies.
I loved the whole, even they made a reference to, like, you set up this whole Girls Trip 2 thing, and they're like, oh my God, we're going to miss Girls Trip 2. We're never going to get to see that. It's true. That would be a crime. I hope someone's making Girls Trip. I hope they're making it, aren't they?
Aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
Whew. Anyway, so then we move on to the next sketch. But before we do that, Simone, is there something you'd like to say to our AfterBuzz viewers?
I do. Guys, thank you so much for coming to watch and support us every single week. We're so sad to say goodbye, but it's okay. We're going to be back. So for those of you guys watching us on YouTube, please give us a like, comment, and subscribe. And then if you're listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and comment as well. We appreciate all the support. We love you guys, and thank you for being our friends.
It's so true. We love you. Yeah. We love you so much. Anyway, okay, so great. Okay, so now we're on. We're talking about the Get the Belt sketch.
Oh my goodness.
This was brilliant.
This was like, oh my gosh. So we've seen a kabillion times in comedy, black people comedy, the conversations about ass whoopings. Okay? Everybody has covered it, from Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy, everybody, Kevin Hart, everybody has talked about the black mama beating. But these women created a sketch around getting the belt that was like
a wrestling match.
And it's never been done before.
American
like
Gladiator, like commentary about
American Ninja Warrior.
American Ninja Warrior kind of commentary about it was so good. So Natasha Rothwell is back,
Queen,
as Tanisha. Natasha Rothwell from Insecure, you will know her from. Yes. Her daughter, played by Marce Martin. Renice. Y'all, Marce Martin needs to stop growing up, okay? She's happening too fast. But she's a freaking genius. This little girl is the epitome of black girl magic. I think she's 13 or 14 now, so I can't call her little girl anymore. But but she's the epitome of black girl magic. And so pitting Natasha against Marce in this mother-daughter battle for control was brilliant. The whole play-by-play of like the mom's faces and all of the little things that mothers say.
How all of it was like calculated and used to be some sort of a power move or a play. Every single thing. It's like, did she twitch her lip? Not at all. Okay, she was able to keep her cool. That was good on her part.
Right.
And they're like, that means she's like so book smart in this sort of like sense. And I'm like, really, Renice? Just because she didn't quiver her mouth or say any sort of talk back.
It was like, the camera. I love how the camera closed in on Marce's lips. Like, will she suck her teeth? Will Will she open her mouth? Will she, as a black mother would say, fix her mouth to come out of her mouth with some crazy nonsense, right? Like,
it's like the smallest nuances you get caught for, like you said, kissing your teeth, or like your tone. Like you think you're holding it together, and it like changes a little bit, and that's what just causes the whole like fight, punishment, whatever.
I loved to, and then so then her little brother is Man, because we are for real with nicknames. Yeah, black people do not play when it comes to nicknames.
Repeating just part of someone's name or something.
Right. Riri.
Yeah.
Nick. My brother calls me Nick.
Oh,
yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. So it's just a thing, right? Cute, so Man had already worked Tanisha's last nerve. So Tanisha takes a nap, and Renice tries it. She tries to change the channel.
She was smart though, because she turned down
the volume. Yeah. Then she went so far as to laugh out loud.
It was like the audacity.
Right.
Like, she's actually showing some other type of sportsmanship. Yeah. She's getting ahead of herself.
Exactly.
She's a power player.
She's totally like an MVP.
She may be getting a little too cocky at that point.
But she had not taken all the variables into account, because Man gonna come in through the back door, run through real quick. And Mama's like, are you letting my cool air out? Blaming Renice. What I love, there were so many like little things that your mom says, like, or even the commentaries were like, no, she's not letting the air out because she ain't paid an area bill in this house. I was like, oh my gosh, there were so many awesome little things. Like, are you too grown to get the belt? No, never too grown.
It killed me when she had to change the batteries. And Jay was like, here you go. Like,
even
and it was
the
just like,
search for batteries.
Oh my gosh! And like a shot clock, like counting down.
The blue tin, because everybody has the blue cookie tin that has what in it?
Needles, thread, everything but cookies.
Anything but cookies.
Ooh, and the drawer filled with half open bags of rice. Mm-hmm. Why are we always have half open bags of rice? I do too. I don't know why.
It's because I totally understand it. And then the whole like that she was looking for batteries in all these places they wouldn't be, and then picks up a box of tea, because that's the truth, right? Do you ever really know? You know you bought batteries sometime, but do you know where those batteries are?
That was literally me last week with my mom. I was like, Mommy, like, where are the batteries? Oh, I don't know. Like, she found them, but it's not in a specific place that you know they always are.
So it was just like brilliant. Like, I couldn't get over like how many parts of this sketch, like every little nuance and line or action was so well played, literally.
Really? Yeah. Absolutely.
All the way to the end, because remember the commentators, oh wait, I know you're not wearing shoes in my house. And then Quinta's like,
oh, I'm not tracking any dirt in your house.
And Robin's like, now we're gonna find out if I'm too old to get an ass whooping.
It was so good, and such a wonderfully unique take on a running joke in Black communities about the stuff that you would get a beating over. Exactly. But very common joke, but such an uncommon way to talk about it. Loved it. Then we get another glimpse inside a Black lady's mind. With this new segment about the happy anniversary gift. I think that this inside a Black lady's mind thing that they've done, I think this will be the second episode that they've done this sketch. I really hope it continues, because there's so many things that I'm sure we all think the same about. So, again, inside the Black lady's mind, you have the taskmaster, Turnt, and Insecurity.
Yes. Which I love.
Yeah, and Insecurity is very concerned about the flammability of the synthetic wig that they're wearing.
It's a real concern.
The taskmaster is like, y'all, let's just get on the hot air balloon.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah. Because this is a good guy. We're into him. And
Turnt is like
out in left field. Just I will start a fight.
Ratchet.
She's ratchet.
She's thinking of all the ratchet things that could possibly happen, or reasons as to why you're going in this hot air balloon.
Right. And then they realize that Mark is trying to propose. And so now they're like, well, we have to get on. We have to get on this thing. We have to do it. And he gets down on one knee, opens a box.
And it's a wig.
Oh
my God.
And it is one of the best wigs. He says it's lace front, it's human hair, it's already curled and styled. Like, this is a winner.
And by Beyonce's hair wizard. Yes.
Beyonce has the best wigs out there.
custom wig from Beyonce's hair wizard. And that is better than a ring.
Oh, yeah.
I am not someone who's ever worn any kind of weave. I cannot stand to have hair. My hair is always this short. Occasionally I'll do some braids. But the idea of the wig being even better than a proposal, is that true? What do you guys think? Does that ring true?
Well, they're two different things. Like, if I've been with you for 6 years, I want a ring, not a new wig. I'll get that myself.
I'm like, for me, no.
Yeah, no.
However, I was thinking the thought behind it, and just thinking that he took into account, like, okay, I want to do this proposal in a hot air balloon, so it'll be magical. However, I know I don't want her wig to get messed up. It just showed the fact that this guy knows her and he cares about her. And that's the part that I was like, that is a winner. So for me, I don't know what you'd end up getting me. Maybe a jacket because I'm always cold. But if you bust out like a really nice leather jacket to propose to me, I'd be so happy to go in the hot air balloon. Like, it just showed his thought process was there.
That he learned enough about her, knows her well enough to know that the wig would be important.
Because even one of the taskmaster or like the turn person was like, and he got her nails done. So like he made sure he had all the steps completed so that it would be a perfect event.
He really did.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
Yeah.
That's a good man.
And I love how at the end her mind goes, will you marry me?
Right. She's so overwhelmed. She
asked the question.
But think about also how many times in your mind, like, you're just playing, or you're like playing with your girlfriends and you're like, oh my God, he did this and this and that. And then you're like, oh my God, please, I want to marry him. Hope he marries me. Like, you just say it.
Totally.
I was like, I was like, it makes total sense.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. That was a super fun one. Also because Black people generally look at things like hot air balloon rides as white people shit. So
yeah, but their shit is fun though.
Some of it is.
I would have been like, yeah, we doing that.
Or just anything that's gonna harm your hair, like going into a pool if you're not prepared for it. Going on a roller coaster if you wear a wig. Like you just don't want those things.
You can't just have things.
You gotta prepare.
All out there.
Yeah, you gotta be prepared for it. Otherwise, it just takes away from the experience.
I agree, because you're so concerned about your hair. Yeah.
You can't have fun.
Totally understand that. That makes perfect sense to me. It makes sense to me, even though I don't have my hair is just a fro forever, but it does make sense.
But that's just like Team Natural, y'all.
Team Natural, but I was also, but like I've been trying to like explain to my girlfriend about things that I wasn't allowed to do when I was younger, like play in the sandbox or play outside in the rain, because you can't, because sand in my hair would have been like, I got church tomorrow, I can't, and you can't sweat your hair out or make your hair,
hair out.
So it's one of those universals as Black women that we assume everyone knows, but only we really know.
I still to this day don't really love going to the beach just because I'm like, my hair.
Totally.
It's just such a process to get it back to the original state it was in, and I'm like, do I really want to do
protective styles, y'all? I'm like, I'm in it. I don't care. I just went to Costa Rica. I did all the white shit. Okay? I did all of it. Okay, not a care in the world.
With her hair in braids.
Braids are in.
Braids box boom.
All right, I'm not mad at you. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to then we went back to the apocalypse, the post-event conversation. Robin's down on the floor. Ashley figures out that the way to get her up is to tell her a secret, and the secret is that
muted her.
Ashley had muted Robin on Twitter.
Yep.
We're like, ooh,
what a friend.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually do. If you don't already follow the women on this show on Twitter, you should, because they have really fun Twitter accounts. I'm especially a huge fan of Ashley Nicole Brown's Twitter account. She makes me holler daily. So follow those chicks. So then we moved into the next sketch was the follow-up to the open mic sketch from last week, the church open mic sketch, where the couple who was looking for a threesome signaled to somebody in the group, and it turned out that Ashley was down for it. So this is them now after the church brunch or whatever. They've now gotten together to have their threesome. So it's Ashley and Tony Bell and Amber Riley. Y'all. There's so much in this sketch that made me holler. So I think one of the things that this is one of those other things that like I think Black people think of as like a white people thing, like the whole idea of a threesome. But I love that Ashley's character took, because I don't know if you guys know this, if you're not Black you might not know, we're kind of germophobic about stuff. Like we're real weird about like everybody can't be touching your food.
Yeah.
You gotta be.
My mom checks every plate at a restaurant.
Right.
And she will send it back.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying with food, when we sit down, she looks at it and is like, is there anything on it? Like,
right.
did you wash your hands? And I just see you touch your forehead.
Go wash
and then,
your hands.
And then you want to go prepare my food.
My sister used to put silverware that was clean, but she would ask for a hot cup of water and put the silverware inside of the hot cup of water just to clean it a little bit extra.
Yeah, I totally, So we do not play when it comes to nastiness, okay? We do not function well amongst nasty, all right? Which is interesting because we do like sex as a people. But...
That's funny.
What I loved is that this
but we don't keep it
quite that clean. But Ashley came in prepared. She was like, I have some boundaries to discuss. The boundaries including no kissing. They were like, okay, cool. Too intimate. We were there with that. No holding hands. No eye contact. No anal, vaginal, or oral. And my safe word is a stern look.
Basically nothing.
Nothing. So they can basically look at her.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be real cool about it, you know? Like, she takes out a bottle of bleach. She
breaks out that huge bag. It has a hazmat suit in it. I was crying when the hazmat suit came. She was just like, whoosh. Like, okay, so that means you're wearing that. They really
they can't touch you now.
And the guy thinks that she takes out lube at one point. He's like, oh yeah, finally something. And she's like, sir, this is hand sanitizer.
FDA approved.
Okay, yeah. So we do not play.
Going down the list.
And then she, you know, all of the things are out. She's finally ready. The two of them are looking at each other. The couple are like, what's happening here? She sits back, gets comfortable, and then announces, which one of you would like to shit in my mouth?
When she said that, I was like, jaw dropped. You have a problem with all these other things, but
I was like,
this is what you're down for? Okay. That's the most unsanitary thing of them all.
It was like joke upon joke, layer upon layer, because she's super clean, but she wants her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just even saying
that kind of is like, you know,
my mouth was dirty.
It sounds bad, but you hear things about like different people. Obviously, like our people as a whole like to be very clean, but that doesn't mean like some people don't like to be a little
weird fetishes.
Yeah, wilder, have their whatever their kink is. That doesn't mean that it's going to come outside of their
judgment. No judgment, but we're judging a little bit. Anyway,
I mean, you just keep it germ free.
And then the additional layer of funny on this is that this was really just a commercial for Caspar mattresses for sleeping and whatever else y'all nasty asses are doing.
Keyword nasty.
Nasty. Okay. Whew. Okay. The next sketch was a Black Lady courtroom. Courtroom Kiki.
This is my winner.
What was the song
Lady sketch.
That they came up with?
A Black Lady courtroom. A Black Lady courtroom. A Black Lady courtroom. Okay, so it was based off, obviously. So there was this. We were seeing a picture of this actual real Black Lady courtroom in South Fulton, Georgia. This made news last year because these women are all they make up the legal system of this small town, South Fulton, Georgia. And I loved that. Then Robin Thede and them were like, you know what? We need to celebrate that because like legit. If you did walk into a courtroom where every person who had a role was Black, I would break into song as well.
And you would feel like support, like people understand you. Like the system can't work for you if people don't understand what your plight is or where you're coming from. So how can they service you in the correct way?
And it really is so historic. So I feel like for them just to like pay homage in such a genuine and beautiful way with the Black girl magic in it, I thought it was just so beautifully done, and that's why it was like my favorite.
I agree. It was such a celebration of like Black girl magic and so, that they're trying to keep it profesh, but they can't because it's so exciting.
And I think what's so funny is that it was kind of like a perfect example of what Black women, no matter what area you are in life, when we get together, you could be someone that's super professional as a judge, or you could work in a nail salon, but when we get together, we have our kiki, we have fun, and you can still be professional.
Exactly.
Just like these women, they laid down the law, they won their case, but they they had some fun in it.
Exactly. I also loved how quickly the case was solved because we understand each other.
Yeah,
just like, we didn't have to,
we don't have to explain.
Right. A lot did not have to get said.
Like they doctored the I think Exhibit A was doctored,
right.
And she's like, you know what, girl, I said that you tried to erase the picture right there. She's like, but I see you. She's like, I did, but it's okay. It's okay.
And the wonderful no place to sit, you must acquit. And then she was told that was a good Cochran. I loved, Yvette Nicole Brown played the judge. Issa played the plaintiff. The stenographer was Brisha Webb. So it was just such a glorious moment. I really enjoyed it. I'm sad that Ashley wasn't in that sketch. Yeah. Because she didn't get to enjoy the fun of the black girl magic of all the women being together.
I know. Maybe she had a role like behind the scenes in it.
Maybe.
Do you think? I don't know. Maybe I could do some just looking into that. But I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she would like help direct it or write part of it or something instead. Possibly. I mean, I know if I was part of the cast, I'd be like, I'm in this somehow.
Right. I'm gonna be in this courtroom somehow. Some way.
Iconic.
Me too. And then we moved on to our last sketch, which is the post-event, the last post-event segment, where Robin finally gets up and she does that whole thing about I always pass out when I'm being personally attacked. It's my white side. And, we're thinking they're going to move on, they're going to get it together. And then the doorbell rings. Who knocking in the door post-apocalypse?
Who that?
Who that?
Who that? I don't know. They don't show us.
We don't know.
So I guess can we even go into the predictions a little bit of what we think?
Yeah. Do you want to? Do we want to do it now? Let's talk predictions. So what do you think the event is?
I feel like I feel like whoever is at the door is responsible for what triggered this whole apocalypse. That's what I think for sure. And I kind of feel like because this whole notion of dating culture and marriage and proposal has been salient throughout all of their sketches, I feel like that's somehow going to play into it. Like maybe there's some man on earth who had the absolute perfect, proposal or something had to do with in that light, and then it just triggered like the end of the world. Because could it really happen?
Interesting.
I don't know. I know it's out there, but
super imaginative interpretation.
Yeah, I like that.
They're so imaginative. Like,
that is
why
true.
not?
You never know.
Why not? They're out there. Why not? Why not?
To segue off that, because what I was going to say, or what I am going to say is, I think it's 4 other men who have been trapped like them, and then they're coming to just have human contact besides with each other, because they're about to like all crack each other's heads open, and they're like somebody there, and then they all reunite, and then they pair up, and then it's like a love story, and then they help repopulate the world.
I love how romantic you guys are with your thing.
Just black people.
Just black people.
Yes.
Okay, I love that. I love how romantic your things were. Mine is so super silly. I think that the person at the door, I think that the big event that happened is that like the world ran out of shea butter or something. And then the person at the door is Amazon delivering the last box of shea butter, or it's the last box of Carol's daughter, or
you wouldn't be that far. Because remember when they did the fog and she was just so ashy?
Yeah.
What if it's like someone was too ashy, triggered this whole thing?
Right? Like all the butters have disappeared somehow.
They're gonna run out of products eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah,
Ooh, Jesus.
Crucial.
All right, so I cannot wait to find out next season, and that is going to be super exciting. Okay, so let's get into our favorite special event, our special segment, where we talk about comedians that we think you should know. This is our awesome special segment music. Yes. What's it called again, Josh?
It's got a really long name, guys. It's like super nasty hip hop beat.
It's called Nasty Chill Freestyle Trap Music Beat.
Yes!
Nasty Chill Freestyle Trap Music Beat.
Ooh, that's
oh my gosh. So Simone, tell us about our comedian that we should know.
I'll take it away with Millie Rock. My bad, Millie Rock.
Hit the whoa.
So for our special segment called All Hail the Queen, it is the queen herself, Miss Tiffany Haddish. She has just been like she's not even a breakout star anymore. She's a star. People know her. They know her name. She was on like the Carmichael show, but that was before people really knew her. But Girls Trip is what put her on the map. And then ever since, it was just up from there. She's been in so many things.
Steady killing it.
Booked and busy. She has a lot of jobs. She's on The Last OG.
And now she launched her own show. Launched her own production basically called They Ready, where she put 6 comedians on Netflix. Yeah, on Netflix. And I think that's a great way that she's already in the point where she's like, let me give back and put some other people on.
So. She does that. So she's like obviously like thinking about herself, but trying to help other upcoming comedians as well. She has a show on CBS called Kids Say the Darndest Things. And then she has movies in the works. She had some last year, this year. Like, she's just doing great things.
She's amazing. Check her out. She's a great book called The Last Black Unicorn, where she talks a lot about her journey from childhood to fame, but also talks a lot about the people who helped her along the way. And I think that that's why she's so great about giving back. So thanks, Tiff. We love you, girl. All right, let's get into our top 3. So we're talking about top 3 people we want to see on a Black Lady sketch show next year. Starting with the mother of mothers, Phylicia Rashad.
Yeah, like how could she not be in it at some point? She was everybody's mom growing up, honestly. So I think she'd be the perfect addition. I don't even know how they would put her into it, but she would just feel so organic just to see her in a Black Lady sketch show. It's just so necessary to me.
She just has that mom energy that makes her feel like she could be ours. And she's the perfect example, representation of a Black, like, positive female representation and
early on
for so long, and so it just only makes sense. It's an organic
absolutely addition. Phylicia Rashad was like the first time that we got to see a Black professional woman running a family on the Cosby Show, so we all have a huge amount of love for her. I'm speaking for all Black people, even though we say that we don't do that. We're speaking for everyone. All the Black people have gotten together and decided that we adore Phylicia Rashad, so she must be on the show next season. We also thought that we'd love to see Jada Pinkett Smith,
the red tabletop queen.
Yes, because when you really think back to like all of Jada's movies, like she's been quirky. Like Girls Trip, we were just talking about, she was in it with Tiffany Haddish, and her character was actually quite hilarious, especially having to deal with was it Kofi? Like their whole thing. So I feel like anything she does, like she would represent well. Like we've seen her in such serious movies. She's from our own classics, like Set It Off. I feel like she's so versatile. She could be in any sort of sketch in a Black Lady sketch show and would just kill. Also, she's really recognizable now with Red Table Talk. So, can't do no wrong by having Jada.
Have you guys been seeing the DMX challenge where people take his... Yeah, and she did it too. And like I saw all her different characters and I'm like, wow, like I obviously know Jada has just a portfolio of experience, but you just saw the different characters.
So for anyone who doesn't know what the DMX challenge is, they basically, what's the name of the song? It's one of DMX's songs where he just names like girls' names like right off the list. He's like, Tina and Bubba, I met her at an ice cream shop, blah, 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 like girls. And basically what people have been doing is putting up all the pictures of themselves with different hairstyles, because Black people, we like to change our hair a lot.
And so each hairstyle represents one of the women in the list that DMX lists. So hilarious, because all these major celebrities did it.
Halle too. Halle did it too.
Our third top 3 that we would love to see on the show is Monique.
Yes, Monique.
Monique. Okay, I have to just say, as a fat girl, Monique was one of my biggest role models. So excited to see her anytime I see her. And she hasn't been working as much since Precious and all the drama that supposedly went on in that camp, but I would like to see her overcome that whole thing and like get back to the career that she deserves.
She really is funny,
and she's one of the funniest people ever. She's a major trailblazer for Black women comedy, and so I would love to see her on the show.
And I feel like this would be it. Like this would be a great place to come back back and almost, I guess, make like a homecoming, if you will,
if she could,
to the community and for Black people as a whole. So I feel like a Black Lady sketch show is like
would be
the
perfect
best place to do it.
Especially if they could find a character for her that is so distinct and interesting that they could bring her back a few more times. But it would be something new to relate to Monique instead of all of the sort of drama that is constantly being connected to her. I'm super excited about these ideas. So ladies, Robin Thede and the rest of the Black Lady Sketch Show,
out there,
everybody over there, could you please holler at those 3 ladies so they can be on the next season? Oh, there's a next season. Hello. We talked about it last week. Robin Thede being super excited about having the 2nd season, and she posted this awesome picture of herself. But we're super excited that there's going to be a season 2, and because there's going to be a season 2 of that show, there's going to be a season 2 of this show.
Yay!
So we have to. I know you're not getting rid of us so easy. We have to wrap it up, but we are going to be back next season for the 2nd season of Black Lady Sketch Show. In the meantime, you should keep in touch with us. Follow us on all the social medias. Simone, where can folks find you?
Guys, you can find me at Simone A. Thomas on Instagram and Twitter.
Sade?
You can find me on everything at Sade A. Spence.
And you can find me at Nikki Bailey _ on all the social medias. Guys, it's been a thrill. We will see you next season here, AfterBuzz TV.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Deuces.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.